God is good. Congratulations, Gozi. Way to go.
In the bustling city of Enugu, Nigeria, a little girl named Adeobi grew up carrying a wound she never fully understood. Before she was old enough to speak, her father had already walked away. He wanted a son to continue his family name, and when Adeobi was born instead, disappointment slowly turned into resentment. One morning, he left home promising to return from a business trip. He never came back. Adeobi's mother, Ngozi, suddenly found herself alone. With no savings and no support, she began selling cooked food from a small roadside store near a busy motor park. Every day she woke before dawn to prepare rice, beans, and stew for workers and travelers. Life was difficult. Some days they earned enough to eat. Other days they survived on leftovers. As Adeobi grew older, she watched her mother struggle through exhaustion and heartbreak. Instead of complaining, she decided to help. Before school, she washed dishes and fetched water. After classes, she assisted customers at the food stall and completed her homework late into the night. Many people pitied them. Others mocked them. Yet Ngozi always repeated the same words. Education is the one thing nobody can steal from you. Adeobi believed her. She studied harder than anyone in her class. While other students played after school, she remained in the library reading borrowed textbooks and taking notes by hand. Years passed. Her determination earned her excellent grades and eventually admission into a university in Lagos. The day she received her acceptance letter, both mother and daughter cried tears of joy. But celebration quickly gave way to worry. University fees were expensive. Their struggles were far from over. And neither of them knew that the greatest test of Adeobi's life was still waiting ahead. University life in Lagos was nothing like Adeobi had imagined. While many students arrived with financial support from their families, she arrived carrying the weight of her mother's sacrifices. Every semester was a battle to stay enrolled. Ngozi worked longer hours at her roadside food stall. She slept less. She worried more. Still, she never complained. Whenever Adeobi called home feeling discouraged, her mother encouraged her to keep moving forward. "You did not come this far to quit," she would say. Determined not to waste her mother's efforts, Adeobi searched for part-time jobs. She tutored younger students, sold study materials, and worked weekends helping a local shop owner manage inventory. There were days she attended lectures hungry. There were nights she studied by rechargeable lamp during power outages. Yet she refused to give up. For years later, her persistence paid off. Adeobi graduated with honors. The graduation ceremony became one of the happiest days of their lives. Ngozi traveled from Enugu to Lagos wearing her best wrapper and head tie. As she watched her daughter walk across the stage, tears filled her eyes. For the first time in years, hope felt real. After months of searching, Adeobi secured an entry-level administrative position at a large manufacturing company in Lagos. The salary was modest, but it represented a new beginning. She rented a small apartment and started sending money home regularly. Business at Ngozi's food stall improved. Bills were paid on time. For the first time, they could breathe. At work, Adeobi quickly became known for her dedication and humility. She arrived early, completed assignments carefully, and earned the respect of many colleagues. Among them was a friendly coworker named Sandra. Sandra appeared supportive and kind. She often ate lunch with Adeobi and listened to stories about her struggles. Adeobi trusted her completely. Unfortunately, not. Adeobi threw herself into her new job with determination. Every morning she arrived before most employees and often stayed long after closing hours. She knew her success was not hers alone. Every achievement represented years of sacrifice by her mother. The workload was demanding. Some days she barely had time to eat. Other days she worked through lunch breaks to meet deadlines. Still, she never complained. She simply kept pushing forward. Sandra remained her closest friend at the company. They shared meals, exchanged stories, and supported one another during stressful periods. At least, that was what Adeobi believed. What she did not know was that Sandra had grown increasingly jealous. Managers often praised Adeobi's work. Senior staff trusted her judgment. Even clients spoke positively about her professionalism. Sandra smiled whenever these compliments were given, but resentment quietly grew inside her. One particularly difficult week, Adeobi was juggling multiple projects while worrying about her mother's declining health. Ngozi had been working too hard and recently fell ill. The stress became overwhelming.
So tired.
One afternoon, exhausted from lack of sleep and emotional strain, Adeobi sat alone in an empty conference room during her break. Without realizing it, she fell asleep. Sandra happened to find her there. Instead of waking her, she pulled out her phone. She recorded a video. Then she posted it in a staff group chat with a mocking caption suggesting Adeobi was lazy and sleeping during work hours. Within minutes, the video spread across the office. Employees laughed. Rumors spread quickly. Some people questioned Adeobi's work ethic. Others assumed she had been pretending to be hardworking all along. When Adeobi discovered what had happened, humiliation washed over her. She felt betrayed, heartbroken, ashamed. The following morning, she was summoned to the executive floor. Certain she was about to lose her. Adeobi walked toward the CEO's office with fear gripping her heart. The video Sandra had shared continued circulating throughout the company. Everywhere she went, she felt eyes following her. Some employees whispered. Others avoided her completely. The humiliation was unbearable. When she entered the executive office, she expected a dismissal letter waiting on the desk. Instead, the CEO, Mr. Adewale Johnson, greeted her calmly and invited her to sit. Confused, Adeobi obeyed. For several moments, he said nothing. Then he placed a folder before her. Inside were reports from department managers, attendance records, performance reviews, and client feedback forms. Every document praised her dedication. Every evaluation described her as hardworking, reliable, and professional. Adeobi stared at the pages in disbelief. Mr. Johnson leaned forward. "Do you know why I called you here?" She shook her head. "I thought I was being fired." The CEO sighed. "No, Adeobi." He then revealed something shocking. After seeing the video, he had requested a full review of her employment history. What he discovered was not laziness but sacrifice. He learned about her father abandoning the family. He learned about Ngozi's roadside food business. He learned how Adeobi had worked multiple jobs to complete university. Most importantly, he learned she had been working late every night that week while caring for her sick mother. The video showed exhaustion, not irresponsibility. For a moment, neither spoke. Then Mr. Johnson smiled. People often judge what they see without understanding what someone is carrying. Tears filled Adeobi's eyes. The CEO continued. "Your character speaks louder than any rumor." Then he handed her another document. This time it was not a warning. It was a promotion letter, along with a significant salary increase. Adeobi covered her mouth in shock. Adeobi left the CEO's office carrying more than a promotion letter. She carried proof that years of sacrifice had not been wasted. News of her promotion spread quickly throughout the company. The same employees who had whispered about her now spoke about her resilience and dedication. As for Sandra, the truth about her actions soon became impossible to ignore. Management investigated the incident and discovered that she had deliberately shared the video to damage Adeobi's reputation. She was issued disciplinary sanctions and publicly warned about workplace misconduct. For Adeobi, however, revenge was never the goal. She chose to move forward. The salary increase changed everything. Within months, she paid off outstanding family debts and moved her mother into a comfortable home in Enugu. Ngozi no longer had to spend long hours standing beside a roadside food stall under the scorching sun. For the first time in many years, she could rest. Adeobi also ensured her mother received proper medical care. Watching Ngozi regain her strength became one of the greatest joys of her life. Meanwhile, her success continued to grow. The CEO assigned her to major projects, and her leadership skills quickly became evident. Within a short period, she became one of the company's most respected managers. Yet despite her achievements, she never forgot where she came from. She established a small scholarship program for girls from struggling families, helping them pursue education without giving up on their dreams. Whenever students asked how she remained strong during difficult times, she always gave the same answer. Your circumstances do not decide your future. Your response to them does. Years later, people across Nigeria spoke about Adeobi's remarkable journey. The abandoned child who once sold food beside her mother had become a respected leader. The exhausted employee who was publicly humiliated had become an inspiration.